So this is my post-fight reaction to Keyshawn Davis versus Gustavo Lemos. Very good fight, intense fight. A lot of hype around the fight. I knew early on that a lot of people was expecting this fight to be fireworks, and it was. Um, Definitely started off pretty fast with Lemos throwing some big hooks. I felt like he was throwing some leaping left hooks a lot in the fight, too much. Threw a couple of jabs in the fight, but not enough to actually be considered just boxing. It was a lot of brawling and loading up on shots a lot from him on his end. Keyshawn Davis was consistent throwing the jabs to the body, um, jab upstairs. I felt like he was a lot more sharp with the jab, a lot more power. He also displayed his power when he was catching Lemos early on, but it wasn't as much as it was in the second round. The second round, it got to a point where Lemos got overwhelmed. He tried to do extra things. Like by the time he threw his fifth or sixth leaping left hook, I said, "Man, it's only the second round, and this dude is throwing some extreme punches. He's trying to really throw a big hook for no reason." And Keyshawn Davis just basically proved that a lot of people were underestimating his power and his skill set, and they felt like a guy like Lemos can go in there and outbox him. And I just didn't feel that way. I felt like Lemos was good at pressuring a guy like Hitchens, who's not really a ultra aggressive come forward fighter. But he did, like I said in the last fight, he did show me the last two rounds that he was vulnerable to being stopped or things like that. And in this Keyshawn Davis fight, he really didn't show me much. His legs was a lot heavier. He looked out of shape more. Um, he wasn't in the same shape he was last fight, even though he weighed in at 140 this fight and 141 this fight and 140 the last fight. Still looked a little heavier. Like, dude didn't make weight. A lot of it showed in his performance. And Keyshawn Davis went out there and shut him down. And he showed him that it's levels to this, and a lot of guys not gonna be able to last like that. You're not gonna be able to hang in the box game like that if you're just gonna come in overweight and not really consistent in your work. Because once you in shape and everything else, sometimes the weight falls off, and you're not gonna have that issues. Everybody cuts weight, but it's a lot easier when you're in shape. And with Lemos, he just showed me in this fight that he's not as consistent as he can be. I felt like he boxed a lot better in the Hitchens fight, and I think he listened to a lot of the fans, and he tried to go out there and go for a knockout instead of just going out there trying to box and do everything he was doing earlier or before in his career or the last fight. But just trying to throw a big punch and against a guy who's used to probably seeing that 24/7 wasn't good, man. Like, he should have did his own homework as well. Richardson Hitchens is not a silver medalist, so I don't know why he would go in there and try to box Keyshawn like he was Hitchens. And it's just two different kind of fighters. Keyshawn wasn't gonna move. He wasn't gonna run. He was gonna stand there in the pocket. He was gonna trade. Once Lemos realized that, he tried to turn things around and change what he was doing, but it was a little too late by then. And Keyshawn Davis proved that he's at a high level now, and that a lot of fans are underestimating what he's capable of. And I just think that at this time right now, the Lemos hype, I'm glad it's gone because it wasn't never real. He wasn't really that good of a fighter to the point where people was guaranteeing. It was a large following of people talking about Lemos this or Lemos that. But he's a guy who's just lost his second fight in a row. If he did get robbed the last fight, he didn't get robbed this fight. And it just proves like the theory I was saying going into this fight. He had too much hype around him. The guy's at this point a journeyman who came in overweight, glorified, and even though he has two losses, and that's it. it's not really a lot of losses. He's still at a point in his career where you don't need to be coming in overweight. You made yourself look like a journeyman coming in overweight. Then you got stopped in the second round. Then everybody said that you was overweight because you were gonna come in and try to crush or try to destroy Keyshawn Davis, and it didn't work. He went out there and flipped the script, and he ended up stopping him. Dropped him bad too. He dropped him, and when Lemos tried to get up, he fell again, and he ended up getting up. He showed some heart because his legs were definitely gone. Jumped up and down, got his legs up under him again, and got dropped again by Keyshawn. And when he got stopped that time, the referee dived on him. And that was the end of the fight. The referee did a good job too because he didn't need him to get up again. But it was a good fight, man. But Keyshawn Davis definitely showed up. He showed that his skill set is high. You know, it's the reason why people talk about him, and it's a reason why certain guys have not made have not made a concerted effort to even try to fight him. But I would definitely like to see some matchups in the future with him. Miratai on 135. That would be a good fight. But I have some news coming out. I'll probably do it for members only. But I'm gonna put some news out about Keyshawn Davis' next fight, or how he's gonna get the belts. He kind of explained a little bit of that, but I'll explain how he's gonna get the belts and whose belts he's gonna get. But that's all I got. Like and subscribe.